Holy Spirits that prevent me from the fall, the Most High can always call. My intention is to get a 5-part message for chat today on 11. Oh, what is this? Goodness. I'm about to say April. It's not April. I've been saying that a lot in my readings. April could be very prominent. Taurus season could be very prominent. But it is June, and it's June 10th. It's June 10th. I'm sorry. Because, yeah, excuse me, it's June 10th here. It's 11:57 a.m. here in Atlanta, Georgia. Please let me know when and where you're watching this. And if this message resonates with you in the near future or distant future, if it doesn't, that is okay too. There are other readers that could help you. 11:57 breaks down to 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 5 is 7. You could be seeing 777. That's also a confirmation for this message. 7 is also a confirmation. But that breaks down to 7 plus 7 is 14. You could be seeing 1414 or 141414. That breaks down to 55 or 555. So let's see what change is happening here. Holy Spirits that prevent me from the fall, the Most High can always call. Why has Chat been seeing 555 or 55 from 1414, or have been seeing 1414, 1414, which breaks down to 555. You got higher self message here with 18 breaks down to a 9. So the change that's happening is some type of accomplishment, epiphany. Yeah, I even read that, right? I just read the number 9, 5 to the 9, right, is an increase anyway. But obviously there's some type of accomplishment, and that accomplishment is some type of epiphany and or download that you're getting about maybe a situation, about yourself. This could be inwardly, right? Inward or intuitively inward within your person, or it could be external, right? Inward, I'm thinking it's more so inward. So IN is very prominent because you have inward, intuitive, right? Your name could start with IN, or IN is very prominent to you. New life out here. 8 plus 4 is 12. It's 48 over here. So you got 5, 9, 12. There's a steady increase over here, right? That's 4 to the 3. You went from 5 to 9, which is 4, and then 9 to 12, which is 3, right? Still an increase. There is a change out here with that 555 that I was talking about, this new life. Whatever epiphany you're getting inwardly, right, or intuitively, it has to do with something that's newly born. 222 on my timer. I wouldn't say 111, but there's some type of new life, maybe new creation that's happening here, right? Having to do with the earth, right? Maybe being grounding something, right? Newly in the ground, putting something in the ground. Gardening could be very prominent too for you. Nonetheless, the change that's happening is you're getting a call from inside the house, right? Inwardly, right? To change something, right? To lead to some type of accomplishment, right? With this new life here, right? I know that's kind of like generalized. If you want a more in-depth reading, you can go and schedule one on Buy Me a Coffee. Life Force out here with 45, that's 9. So you have 9, 12, which is 3, 9, 9, 3, 9, 3, 9. That could be somebody's area code, right? Life Force. There is some type of change happening, maybe dealing with what you're including or ingesting, right? IN again with Life Force out here, right? When I think of Life Force, I think of 3, 2, 1 on my timer. I think of what are you feeding yourself, like in terms of food, right? And what are you ingesting, right? Or intaking. Again, that IN is very prominent out here, right? You're getting some type of epiphany, download about a new life that has to do with changing what you consume, ingest in terms of your life force, right? There's something about your vitality here, right? Dealing with the ground, right? Some type of, because the ground, when you think of either tarot, that has to do with pentacles, but right now there's a lot of flowers out here, growth, nature, right? And we're talking about life force and growth in here, and what you actively have to do in order to not only see the life that you want, but what you actively have to change in order to probably change your frequency. Shame out here. Right, that's 8. So we have 9, 3, 9, 8. 9, 3, 9, 8, right, with shame. And maybe there's some shame around what you didn't do, right, and what you're going to have to do in order to get the life that you want, right? It's really not really the life that you want. I really do feel like with this epiphany out here, there's a change, right? I'm reading in between the lines here that has to do with the way that you change the way that you see or ingest certain things, dealing with your life force, right? There's a new life on the horizon, new creation, right? Here, new endeavors, whatever the case may be, dealing with your life force. But at the bottom of the deck, not the bottom of the deck, at the the core of this message is having to do with your life force and changing what you're ingesting. That's all I'm really getting, right? And there might be some change, or obviously some change, some shame around it, right? And some bravado out here dealing with some masculine energy and not wanting to see that and being stubborn, right? Shame and bravado kind of go hand in hand. But again, there has to be a direct correlation or direct desire. Direct correlation, direct desire. D is also very prominent. To see some type of change in yourself. Because once you start changing inwardly, right, it will exude externally, right? Nonetheless, there's a new creation coming out here from this epiphany, right? Based on this epiphany and based on what you're changing, how you're ingesting, this new life, which is directly diagonal of this, like parallel to this, will happen, right? But also you have to face the shame that you've been, kind of trying to avoid, maybe via shadow work, X, Y, and Z, and let go of this bravado at the bottom of the deck. There's so much bravado that you have. You have to be balanced in order to bring this inside, right? In order to see this change. Nonetheless, it was 555. There's a change happening here that your spirit team wants you to endeavor or go through. But you have to be the perpetrator, the initiator, right? And it's gonna involve heavy lifting, right? Especially with this bravado at the bottom of the deck and balancing of your masculine energy, right? And changing of what you're ingesting. What you're ingesting, that's really what it is. Know that your energy is your own, my energy is my own. Let no one try to adopt. If you always try my ancestors will break you like a pop.